Oh, is it recording? Oh. Yo, what is up, guys? My name is Sam, and you're about to enter in my life, and I would like to say welcome to my life. You're about to get started. Peace. I was born on June 26, 1999 in Greensboro, North Carolina. Before I was born, I almost died in my mom's stomach, but luckily I made it out alive. Just as a baby, I thought my heart wouldn't get broken, but it wasn't easy for me growing up as a kid or as a baby. Also, when I was a little baby, I would be sick a lot. So back then, it was really hard for me growing up as a kid, especially in school, because people would always brag about who had better shoes. Like, this guy may have Jordans, or this guy may have Nike, but this boy right here, he had no brand shoes. Like, it was one of those, cheap $20 shoes or something like that. People would always brag about who had better shoes, so, when they came up to me at first, they were like, oh, what shoes are that? Trying to, talk shit about me and stuff like that. But I never really cared, because the fact that I had shoes, I just felt proud, it's better than having no shoes, which I'm thankful for at the time. Even though people really made fun of what I wore, I didn't really care. All I cared was about the fact that I had clothes and had shoes, which is really thankful for me at the time. I'd always get bullied all the time because I was way different from others. The fact that I'm not, white, I'm not black. But I guess I fought through that, and I somehow still feel surprised that I went through that. Imagining a little 5-year-old boy getting bullied by others, especially shoes, it was just hard for me at the time. It was like hell, but surprisingly, I fought through the pain. Now, at the time, shoes was really, popular, and they still are to this day, don't get me wrong, but back then, when kids really made fun of your shoes, it wasn't cool, because now, people don't make fun of shoes nowadays, but, back then, people would really talk shit about, who had better shoes back then. As a teenager, I felt really sad and just felt really upset over a lot of things. I'd get heartbroken from people, from friends, and it just made me feel really depressed, especially when I'm at home alone sometimes. So back in, when I was about 11, 12-ish, I didn't really have a great life growing up, especially at home, it just made me feel really upset at the time because, things didn't go as planned, or someone might do this where I can't really explain it to you guys, but it was just really hard for me because a lot of things went down, and it was just really crazy. Also, I had a hard time growing up because back when I was about, I want to say 8 or 9, I had this best friend that he was like a brother to me, and unfortunately he passed away from a car crash, and yeah, ever since that happened, it made me feel really upset and really down. Now as a kid, I just felt really sad that it happened, and I don't know, guys. It made me miss him even more, the fact that, as a kid, you're supposed to, miss someone because that one friend's always there for you, and now they're not there for you because they passed away. And that's how I grew up, missing someone, especially a best friend of mine. He's always been there for me. He has motivated me back then. Funny story is, when I was about 9, 10, like I said, and he was 2 years older than me, we'd play this one game, and I would always rage quit. In other words, I would really hate playing that game because I was never good at the time. And he told me, hey, let's keep going, let's keep trying, never give up, let's keep trying, we're gonna do it. And then a few minutes later, we actually finished it. So we felt, confident in ourselves because we tried our best no matter what it was. And then, last thing was we finished it, It was really easy because it was me and him together, teamwork. So ever since when he said that, that just caught in my head saying, wow, I should never give up, especially on life. Growing up as a kid, I was very different from others. I didn't have a lot of friends. I didn't have a lot of joyful in my life. So back then at school, I'd always get bullied because what I wore or what kind of shoes that I had, and it made me feel really sad at the time too. So
That kind of made me
Now,
wonder.
for me as a kid, you might think, oh, he might have a fun life or he might have an easier life. We're wrong, because for me at the time, it was really rough, and I mean really rough, because the fact that how everything went down and not as planned, it was just really hard for me. But lucky me, for some reason, I felt really motivated and I felt confident in myself. And most of all, I felt brave. Like, no matter how much bad things I was going through, I've never really gave up. Even as a child, I never really gave up on life. For some reason, I kept trying and trying and trying and worked my way up. And it made me feel really motivated till this day still, because I still never want to give up on life. No matter how bad it is or what I'm going through, I've always want to keep
So it's
trying and
just
trying.
been really crazy for me to live in this life, and yeah, as I was a kid, it was just not as planned, and I thought it was gonna go well, but for me as a kid, it was kind of hard because at the time we didn't do good on like home, or we didn't do good with like people around us, so it was kind of hard for me. Now I was about like what, 10 years old, 11. So it was just really hard for me to be brave. And yeah, even back then when I was like 10 years old, I just didn't feel happy because my friends had better life than I did back then. Of course, now I do have a good life, but like back then, it was just hard for me to live in this life that I was, because the fact that how I was different from others, it made me feel really sad. So it was just so different, if that makes any sense. I don't know. I don't know. It was just really hard. But like obviously right now, I do feel better. I feel more confident in myself, and I learned from my mistakes. And yeah, I feel great now. So it really changed me a lot back then.
So as I was 13 years old, I started getting into rap music, and that's whenever rap took over me. And usually I'd write about my feelings, and it really made me feel motivated to write more and more. And I guess rap made me feel better in somewhat way. That's why I never give up on rapping, because I've always had a passion of rapping and rhyming.
So back when I was like 13 years old, I started listening to rap music, and it really motivated me to actually write raps myself. And ever since then, I started getting into rap music, and I listened to a lot of rap songs, and I started getting into writing my own lyrics. So I would write about my feelings or about my life or what I was going through, and it just made me feel so much better because I can express my feelings in a song. So it just makes me feel better that I can express my feelings in somewhat way. So ever since I started listening to rap music, it kind of made me feel better. It helped me a lot, and it just helped me get out of my dark place back then as well. And still to this day, I just can't thank rap enough, because like the fact that how it's helped me through my life back then, and it still does, don't get me wrong, but like I just love to rap and rhyme in general because it's just fun. Now, I've had so many people say that I'm not going to make it, or they would judge me saying, hey, he's not good at this, or hey, he's not going to make it. And it kind of made me feel bad. Yes, it did. But like it kind of motivated me to try harder and try better. And I took that in consideration to make me try better. I don't know, some people just doubt me saying that I'm not going to make it, but like I've never doubted them because I know one day I'm going to make it. And it's just all about confidence. If you like something you're doing, don't let other people tell you different. Like if you like doing it, do it. Don't let them stop you from doing what you love doing. It's really simple. It's just funny to me how some people say you're not going to make it, but later in the day you are going to make it. It just kind of pisses me off, the fact that I don't understand why people would stop you from doing what you love doing. I mean, like, as long as you love doing it, like, do it, Like, I don't like people doing that. It just really pisses me off. I mean, sure, people have so much opinions on other people, but the fact that how people judge you too much, that's just kind of too far, Because, like, as long as you love doing it, I don't see what's the problem. It's not bothering you or anyone else. Now, this might sound corny and all, but I have a feeling that I'm going to make it soon, because a lot of people these days, they've never made it back then. But then look at them now. You know, they actually did make it because they've tried their best. They've worked their asses off in anything. So take in consideration of how, as long as you work your ass off and as long as you're trying your best, you're gonna make it in somewhat way.
Keep on going, you just gotta fight it. Keep on going, cause it's not too late. You can't back down. You can't back down. Keep on going, you just gotta fight it. Keep on going, cause it's never too late. You can't back down. You can't back down.
Yo, I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really appreciate it so much that you guys actually took the time and watched the movie. And I had a fun time recording it myself. And I'm really excited to show you guys more video as well. So I'm just so thankful that you guys watched my movie. And once again, I appreciate it. And I just can't thank you guys enough, like I said a million times. But anyway, I'm going to go make some music. I have to go. So anyway, guys, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.